What's going on, guys? I know I haven't been vlogging for quite a while, I'm sorry, but just mostly kind of keeping it on the DL, with just stuff in general because, well, not really that much has been going on, and even if there is, it's more like the personal type, so kind of keep that to myself. But aside from that, it sucks because today I had a lot of stuff to do, places to go, people to talk to, and among other stuff though, but I was going to take my sister to the bus stop at 6:45 this morning. I was up at about 6:30. She slept in a little bit, and well, I'm without a car. Yeah, of all the places that I wanted to do and all this other stuff and whatnot, I need my car, or another means of transportation is in my trunk of my car. So I'm SOL on that one, but so I guess the only thing I can do at the moment is just clean house, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to literally, see right over there's a vacuum and a mop, so I'm gonna be cleaning house for most of the day. Hey guys, so the stuff that I didn't do today, I'm doing today, and busy. That's all I gotta say. But so usually I don't listen to the radio, but since I didn't bring my iPod with me, I decided to put on one particular station that I preferably listen to, which is like classical music, which I will admit I do listen. I like listening to classical music. But they had a news segment about a few minutes ago, and here's some of the stories that were really very interesting, which was number one, if you work at CVS Pharmacy, they're now saying that you have to give them your height, your weight, and your blood pressure and your glucose level, otherwise it's an extra $600 a year to hide that information. What kind of shit is that? And then the next one was in Colorado about the governor passing 2 more bills about gun laws because he doesn't want to have another shoot up like he did in Aurora, which was about 8 months ago. But basically, they have to provide background information for online and private sales, and magazines can't hold no more than 15 rounds. It's like, really? So you're still going to allow gun sales, but yet a magazine can't hold no more than 15 rounds, which is like most handguns. Handguns have no more than 15 plus 1 in the chamber, maybe 14 plus 1 in the chamber, so that's kind of like not really going to do much effect. And then this last one was from Maryland, which was if your kid goes to elementary school, forget bringing cupcakes, because they now did a proposal which was saying that children are not allowed to bring cupcakes, party invitations, and parents cannot hug other children except for their own. What kind of shit is that? It's like, really? That's like the most stupidest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. But I mean, it's like, really? Really? You can't bring cupcakes to school because they don't want you to bring baked goods from home, and no birthday or party invitations, and your parents can't hug your friends because they're probably afraid of the whole pedophilia thing. But I mean, that's like taking it way too far, if you ask me, about not letting your your child's parents hug your friends' kids or whatever. So like, oh yeah, this is Timmy, and then this is my friend Bobby, and it's like your parents can't hug Bobby or whatever. It's like, really? That's like stupid. But and then they ended it on the note saying that today is national. And that was almost an accident that I just witnessed. But anyways, today is National Proposal Day. So if you're going to pop the question, do it today. So, yep, that's all I'm going to say about today. So what's going on, guys? Well, for me, nothing much, except for the fact that, well, remember in that last vlog when I told you guys about our meeting and we're finally getting the film stuff going on with a bunch of my friends and everything? Well, we finally got a script and everything, and, well, I wouldn't be leaving a little bit earlier, or later I should say, because I kind of know where I'm going. But as it turns out, some of the people, or some of the crew members I should say, like our makeup artist and our lights person, kind of bailed on us, and we had to find somebody fast. And unfortunately, both of them don't have rides. So one of them lives in the kind of the same area I do. He kind of lives a little ways out from me though, but I'm heading out to go grab our lights guy, and then after that I gotta go into the city. I gotta go and pick up our makeup artist, and then head over to set, which is right by the university. So yeah, it's gonna be a very productive day with all the fact that me running around and all this other nonsense and craziness that's gonna be happening for the most of the day. So, and you guys are coming along as always, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fun and very exciting. Yeah. Oh, guys, this sucks because it has been 2 weeks since I've last talked to this thing. Since that clip before about me filming and everything, that was about 2 weeks ago, and this is now April. So yeah, from March to April. So what have I been up to for the last 2 weeks? Well, it's gonna be a long story, but I figured I can manage. So to start out with, I missed one segment of Odds and Ends, which was last week, and then I have this week's to do, and then I have to do the newest edition, which is this Thursday. So we're going to have 3 Odds and Ends videos, not simultaneously, but coming out around the same time. We're going to have one today, one tomorrow, and one Thursday. So yeah, put it at that. But aside from that, last week, one of my ex-girlfriends slash friends, and the story behind her and me is that, well, we dated for about a month, and she told me that she has to see a therapist, and, well, she is very crazy, and I didn't have to see it for myself. But not only that, but my sister told me too, like firsthand, she's like crazy. But I'm not going to say her name because I don't want you guys like giving her a bad rap or anything like that. So anyways, we dated for about a month, and things didn't necessarily work out too well. Then she still wanted to be friends, which was, you know, fine with both of us. But then, however, when she mentioned the fact that she had tickets to go see Lindsey Stirling in concert when we were still dating, she posted it on her Facebook wall, and then I asked her, well, I know we really haven't talked much and things are kind of patchy at the moment, so is it alright if I go with you to Denver to go see Lindsey Stirling? And she picked me up, and then we made a 7-hour drive from here all the way up to Denver. And this is where things got very, very interesting, I should say, because even though we weren't technically dating, she still wanted me to cuddle with her, and we shared a king-size bed. But nothing happened. I promise you that, like, we didn't have any sexual relations or anything like that, I swear. And we never did the whole time we were dating, because her therapist said no sex for 2 weeks by the time we started dating, and then she wanted to wait until about a month, and then we waited a month, and then that was when things started to turn sour. But that's not the point. Point is that we shared a king-size bed, and she wanted me to cuddle with her that night, so we did, and we talked on the trip there, and then we stopped in Vegas. And not Las Vegas, Nevada, but Las Vegas. There's a town about north of where I am now, and it's called Las Vegas. And when we were there getting something to eat on our way up to Denver, we saw this little place that seemed very familiar to me. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the movie No Country for Old Men, but it was shot out here in my state, and one of the locations, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie, but there's one scene where they go to this hotel called the Regional Motel or whatever it is, and this is where Josh Brolin and Javier Bardem's characters kind of almost meet, but this is when Josh Brolian's character, like, you know, where he finds the money and then he puts it in the vent and then drags it across the other side and like gets out and then crosses the border from the U.S. to Mexico. And then there's that whole scene where Javier Bardem is at the motel and then he goes to the other motel barefoot and shoots like all the Mexican drug dealer members and all this other stuff. Yeah, we saw that motel. We were there. So now I know where they shot that. And then the Desert Sands Motel is in downtown of where I live. And of course everybody knows where it is and everything, though, but that's not the point. The point is we went to one of the locations where they filmed No Country for Old Men about maybe midway through the movie, if you've actually seen it. But yeah, it was cool to see that on the way there. And also the thing is that on their way up there we were all excited. We're like, Vegas, woo! Yeah, because that's how we were. She wanted me to talk with her and communicate and all this other like she wanted me to talk to her on our way up to Denver for 7 hours, which I did. I kept her entertained and you know whatnot. And then about next day we went out and about around downtown Denver, around the whole shopping center and all this other stuff. And then we got back to the hotel, we got ready, went out to eat. And then this is where things got very interesting because I misheard her. And then it turns out when we got about maybe 4 or 5 blocks from where we parked, she realized that we were walking in the wrong direction. And then she got all mad at me. And then we walked back to the car. And even when we got back to the hotel, and then because the concert area was like maybe 2 streetlights down from where we were. It was no more than a block. And then once we got there, I got to the line, or actually she got to the line before I did. And then because I wanted to give her some space or anything like and stuff like that. So once we got to the line, then I talked to her and she said she doesn't want me near her during the concert. So I said okay. And she was gonna say that I can stand with her in line though, but I didn't want to bother her and just make it like very uncomfortable. So I stood in the very back of the line, checked my ID, gave me a wristband, we went in, and then we saw 2 guys opening, and then about maybe 9:30-ish my time, Lindsey Sterling came out and started performing. And of course, me being in the way back, I got like the worst pictures ever. And well, I necessarily didn't get drunk, nor did I really have a lot to drink, but I just had maybe a few drinks, and then I walked back to the hotel because I wasn't really feeling too well. And then about 2 hours later, she came back, and then she asked what happened, and I told her I was at the concert, I got a little sick, and then I decided to come back to the hotel. And then she acknowledged me. She's like, okay, whatever, and I'm going to stay up for a little bit, for a little while and everything, though. So, and I told her, I was like, okay, fine, whatever, I'm going to bed anyway. So I went to sleep, and, you know, she was doing whatever. And then that night, I had my side, she had her side. There was no cuddling involved whatsoever. And then on the way, and then we woke up, and then she told me that she wanted to be out of the hotel by 11. And she went out and had breakfast, and she's like, hey, I'm going to go have breakfast, and I prefer to be alone. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So so I let her go, and then she texted me about 10 minutes before 11 o'clock saying, hey, I'm down at the lobby. And then I grab my stuff, make sure everything is in there, and then double check to make sure I didn't leave anything out. And then about 2-3 minutes later, I was already in the elevator in the lobby, handing the person at the front desk the key card to the hotel. And she said, if you're not downstairs in 5 minutes, I'm leaving. Yeah, she was going to leave me in Denver. Like either to walk or grab a cab and go to the Denver International Airport and then like fly back here. Which would have been freaking swell, because apparently airline tickets are not cheap. But not only that, but I brought this camera along, and I would have vlogged saying, you know, hey guys, I'm in Denver, you know, odds and ends is going to be late, it might be a while before I actually get around to it or anything like that. Plus I would have showed you guys around saying, you know, hey, we're in Denver, you know, check it out and everything. But she said that it's her vacation and she didn't want me to bring it out and, you know, start talking in public and all this other nonsense and what have you. So it kind of sucked, but I managed to get to the car, and then for the whole drive, you know, 7 hours back, not a single word came out of her mouth at all. And then what really sucked, made the trip even worse, like as soon as we got back, you know, past the Colorado border and back into my state border, maybe about 5 minutes in, a cop pulled us over, a state cop, because she was doing 102 in a 75-mile-an-hour zone, which of course is like bad. But then again, she's like one of the like worst drivers. She's worse than me, actually. I'll admit that I tend to be bad when it comes to driving. Like, I do have a really bad habit of driving from time to time, like really bad habits. But I mean, she was by far worse than me, and very, very dangerous on the road. But so yeah, she got a ticket for about $186, and excuse me. Next thing I know, we're back in town by about 5:30ish, you know, when everybody's getting off of work and traffic's starting to get all a little crazy. And then she dumped me on the side of the road, and I had to have my sister come and get me. So yeah, 2.5 days in Denver, and it was alright. Oh, and while I was up there, I got some pretty cool pictures, and I saw some pretty cool things up there. Particularly this one place called Rocket Fizz Soda Pop and Candy Shop, which I thought was like, as soon as I went in there and I saw what they had, I just like died and went to like freaking heaven. Because not only do they have like all of these like sodas and energy drinks that are hard to find and you cannot get them like anywhere. Like, I literally looked everywhere in my state. Well, not everywhere though, but like in my general living area, maybe about 5-10 miles tops of places that sell beverages and candy. But you cannot get them at all. Like, they're literally hard to find though. But some of the stuff that I got was soda that's usually, you can get it anywhere. And then this one that was done by their company that they're based out of California, as I read on the label. It was called Radioactive Soda, and it has the radioactive symbol. And it was a multi-berry flavored soda with pure cane sugar. Oh man, that was so hard. But this one drink that I'm going to show you guys right now, as soon as I saw it, I was like literally on the verge of collapsing, because I was so freaking happy that I found it there and for relatively cheap. And of course, I'm talking about Balls. That's right, a single bottle of Balls. And not just this one, but they also had like the canned stuff and then the original stuff. But I got this just because, well, I was curious to try it, and you know, wasn't really too sure about it and everything though. But as you can see, it is empty, and this thing has like, from what I read on the cap, it says like 50% more caffeine, so I'm already feeling it in my blood level. I can already feel it. I'm already starting to like, but not too much. But yeah, for $2 for that one bottle of Balls. It is so freaking hard to find that stuff. I mean, if you can find Balls, you only can find it in a can. And it kind of really kills it, number one. Number two, you can't get them like in stores. You have to get them online. And three, they usually come in like more than one bottle, but they are not cheap. They can be anywhere between $40 to $60 for a 6-pack of Balls. So yeah, those are not cheap at all. But like I said, Denver, it was alright. I mean, it's not exactly like the greatest place to live. Well, for me, for my particular taste. I mean, I probably would not like living in downtown Denver. Apartments are really nice, but very expensive. But yeah, after about 2 days, I figured out the whole downtown area like the back of my hand. So, which was kind of neat. But we did go through a few cities that I might consider moving out to if I had the chance, and that would be a place called Pueblo, which is a little ways out from, it's kind of, well, because I'm trying to think, Durango is very close to the Colorado border, and it's a really nice town. Pueblo's a little ways up north towards Denver, and then Colorado Springs. So yeah, those two places, if we drove through, I might live there. Just like as like a nice place to like actually like If I actually had an option to live either in Pueblo or Colorado Springs, I would either pick one of those two, because they are really small and very nice from the looks of it, and not like very, huge and ridiculous like Denver. But yeah, overall, I had a good time. But just wish that this didn't really happen, and that the person who I was with was more cooperative and more friendly. Maybe could have had somebody else go with me. Maybe next time, or in the future, maybe take another road trip, and Denver, Phoenix, any one of the visiting states nearby, or maybe drive to Vegas, California, whatever. But next time I do it, I just need to do it with a whole lot of people that I know, and hopefully should have a good time and everything. A lot better than before, because this was my very, very first road trip, with a friend. Because usually when we do road trips, well, that I've known, it's usually with family. But this was my very first road trip with one of my friends, and going there was fun. Coming back sucked, but you know what? It won't be the first, nor will it be the last. So that's the reason why I haven't been doing this for quite a while, and I'm probably sure this clip is very, very long, and it's going to take up the vast majority of the vlog. So I think I might as well keep my word, like I said on this video, or on this clip I should say, and start doing odds and ends. So I'm going to put out this vlog, and then I'm going to have to put out odds and ends, and then another one tomorrow, and then the newest one on Thursday. So yeah. Oh, and aside from that, I don't know if I told you guys in the very beginning though, but the last clip I did was when we did our filming, and it turned out pretty good, I should say. I don't know what else we're going to have going on, but I will keep you guys in the loop, and of course, not really a whole lot of behind the scenes, because I was constantly on set like all the time, because being the lead role, you got to be on set. You're always wanted for attention though. But there's that, and had a few. Actually, I got this number from my aunt, and I don't know why my camera's pointing down, but I got this number from my aunt, from this lady, or this number from my aunt to this lady who does. I think she works in the film industry, like a lot of casting with all these agencies out here, and hopefully. Maybe I've been meaning to call her earlier this week though, but I don't know why I've been doing it. Oh yeah, that's right, because I've been lazy and playing a lot of video games, and job hunting and all this other nonsense though. But tomorrow, for sure, I promise that I gotta do it like as soon as after I take my sister to work. But I'll call her, see what's going on, and hopefully, maybe I might actually get some lead and speaking roles. It's not a guarantee, but maybe some better roles instead of being an extra on these productions that are coming out here, because there's already one that's happening now, and I think there's a few more in the city area where I am right now, but don't really know because they usually keep a lid on it. But yeah. So that's a possibility, and I might be working my way up in the world of film. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But so anyways, guys, that is it for this vlog. And I apologize for this 2-week break, but I still haven't forgotten about you guys. And I've been trying. I tried, but things just come up, and at least I'm finally getting around to it, and let's just say that things should be back on schedule fairly soon. So anyways, guys, that is it for this vlog. Keep it real, and as always, guys, you know what it is. It's peace!